National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News on Rupavahini ChannelEye. We are coming to you live from the National News Studio. I'm Dulanjali Ananda.
I'm Niket Karunaratne and we'll start off with the headlines as usual. The number of dengue patients increases. Heavy showers in several provinces of the country. 70% of the fertilizer subsidy vouchers distributed. The President says the prestige and global standing of the country's university system should be reaffirmed. Steps will be taken to fulfill all the IMF agreements in the next 3 months. An explosion occurs in a rocket factory in Turkey. Australia wins the World Test Championship.
Now for those and other stories in detail. The number of dengue patients reported from the country has increased to 42,961. Health authorities have urged to take steps to destroy mosquito breeding places surrounding schools. 21,435 dengue patients have been reported from Western Province. An increase of dengue epidemic has also been reported from Kurunagala, Puttlam and Kandy districts. Meanwhile, health authorities have said that there is an increase of dengue patients in Trincomalee and Batticaloa districts. 67 MOH zones have been named areas. Director of the Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Nalin Ariyaratne, said that many dengue prevention programs are underway in schools across the country. Steered by health authorities, dengue prevention programs were held in schools even today. Spraying of chemicals to prevent the mosquito breeding in Keravalapitia waste disposal plant has been initiated using drone technology of Sri Lanka Air Force under the supervision of Gampaha Medical Officer of the Health Office. Now, the Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in Western and Sabaragama provinces and in Gaul and Mathura districts.
Fairly heavy showers of about 75 millimeters are likely to occur at some places in these regions. The Met Department said in a statement that the prevailing condition may last until next Tuesday. In addition, heavy showers of about 50 millimeters are likely to occur in some places of Colombo and the Kalutara districts. The Met Department said that several spells of showers will occur in northwestern and central provinces. Strong winds of about 40 to 45 kilometers per hour can be expected at times in the western slope of the central hills, as well as the northern and north-central provinces and in Hambantota, Puttlam and Trincomalee districts. Wind speed may increase up to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour at times in the sea areas off the coast extending from Puttlam to Trincomalee via Mana and Kankasanture, and from Hambantota to Pothuil. These sea areas are expected to be rough at times according to the Met Department.
Now, Agrarian Development Department says 70% of the government-issued fertilizer subsidy vouchers have been distributed among the farmers. The rest of the vouchers will be distributed within this week. This was revealed during the progress review meeting on the State Fertilizer Subsidy program held at the Agrarian Development Department yesterday. The government took steps to provide 20,000 rupees worth subsidy vouchers for farmers with 1 hectare of cultivational land and 40,000 rupees worth subsidy vouchers for those who are with 2 hectares in order to purchase fertilizer for the year. Accordingly, the farmers have the opportunity to purchase fertilizer of their preference either from state or private received voucher. Minister Minister Mahinda Amaravira instructed officers attached to the fertilizer companies to distribute 22,500 metric tons of urea fertilizer shipment arrived in the country yesterday among the agrarian services centres. Commissioner General AMHL Aberatne said that measures have already been taken to distribute the fertilizer stocks among all agrarian services centres from today.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the prestige and global standing of the country's university system should be reaffirmed.
The President made these remarks while addressing the CVCD Excellence Awards held at the BMICH recently. Organised biennially by the Committee of Vice Chancellors and Directors Sri Lanka of CVCD Excellence Awards recognize the honour, understanding contributors and achievements in research, innovation and invention by scholars in the Sri Lankan university system. President Vikram was appreciated by the Committee of Vice Chancellors and Directors Sri Lanka for his excellent leadership and commitment in establishing the innovative research culture within the university system. The awards were presented in 3 categories, namely Most Outstanding Senior Researcher, Most Outstanding Young Researcher and Most Outstanding Inventor.
When I speak to young people today to ask them, would you like to stay in Sri Lanka? The answer of many of them is no. Even if selected to a university, for us, UK for many of us was the second choice. If you are not selected to the University of Ceylon. But it's not so today. And having spoken to them and listened to their views, I don't know what I would do if it came to making a selection today. So this is a crisis of the university system. It's a part of the larger crisis of Sri Lanka itself and how we face the future. So we have to look at the university system and what's the role of education. First, look at the local issues. As I asked the chairman, we have about 170,000 qualifying for the A-levels. We have 40,000 getting to universities here, another 30 to 40,000 going to universities abroad. So that's the difference. So there are another 40,000 of which I would say 25,000 to 30,000 would be prepared to enter Sri Lankan universities. We haven't got the resources. Secondly, the government makes money available to fund the students getting higher education. But then we find there's another group of students equal to the number in the universities who are going outside and paying money. So is this the best way we have? We have to preserve one right, which is in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, universal access to education. Look at the best system available for the maximum number to get their education. Standards. Where are we now? When I went to the university, our universities were high up in the list of Asian universities. How does the state universities function with disruptions, with vice chancellors getting assaulted? That cannot happen, I think, at some stage, and we have to face these issues and resolve it. There's no other way to do it. So these are serious issues that we have to think of. If we don't tackle these issues, you are going to face serious problems of the university education. What is a university? How do you educate? You have the social media, you have the online, you have AI, you have ChatGPT, which people use for exams and some for their postgraduate research. So can these brick and mortar institutes suffice? Or are we to use the technology? If you look at the population of this South Asia in 2050, India will have about another 3 to 400 million, maybe going up to 1.7 billion. And the poverty level will decrease and better income numbers will increase. This will happen in Bangladesh, Pakistan, and in Myanmar, and in the East African nations. Now, all of them can't be building universities. India will have nothing else to do if they are going to provide education for all that. So either they'll use the other techniques, so we have to be sure of that. But if we have sufficient number of universities, we can cater to some of them from those areas. Now, they are catering to our needs, but there may come a time when we have to cater to their needs. So these issues we have to think of, because the structure of the universities will no longer be the same.
Deputy Leader of United National Party Ruwan Wijewardene says stern decisions have to be made during the rebuilding process of a bankrupt nation. He made these remarks while speaking at the Katan electoral meeting of the party yesterday.
Many party activists and party representatives were present on this occasion. The UNP deputy leader said that taking stern decisions when rebuilding an economy of a bankrupt nation is important. He said that the opposition alleges that the government is selling state resources and assets, but pointed out that the country cannot be developed without taking such decisions. He said that the vision of the president is to develop the country, and the support of all stakeholders is needed for this venture. The Apahua UNP electoral meeting was held yesterday with the participation of former Minister Akila Viraj Karyawasan.
Now, State Minister Shashendra Rajapaksa certain entities who were unable to come to power through policy efforts attempted to gain power by inflicting fear among the public through terrorism.
He made these remarks while speaking at the Bulat Sinhala electoral meeting of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. Several party representatives and activists were present on this occasion. The State Minister said that the majority of them have been battered by the Aragalaya. He said that his house in Monaragala was also set on fire. He pointed out that political terrorists inflict fear among people to reach their political objectives.
State Minister Ranjit Siyambalapitiya says steps will be taken to fulfill the IMF agreements within the next 3 months. He made these remarks during a media briefing in Ruanwala today. The State Minister said certain entities have alleged that only 25 agreements have been fulfilled out of the 62 agreements reached with the International Monetary Fund. However, he pointed out that a committee has been appointed by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka and the action plan is progressing ahead within the set timelines as guided by the committee. The State Minister said that the government will be able to fulfill the targets by September.
Now, traders have said that the prices of vegetables in the Kapatipola Special Economic Centre have reduced. They pointed out that increase in supply has contributed to the price drop. The Kapatipola Special Economic Centre is considered as one of the main economic centres which distributes vegetables across the country. The prices of vegetable stocks have come down at present. However, the prices remained high in the recent past. The wholesale price of each vegetable has reduced by 60 to 80 rupees at present. The traders have said that the prices have reduced with the increase of vegetable supply to the market. They have further said that the vegetable prices will further reduce with the vegetable supply from outer regions in the next couple of weeks.
Now, Secretary to the Ministry of Mass Media and Chairman of Lake House, Anusha Papita, says the loss-making Lake House has now been turned into a profit-earning entity and maintaining systematically. He made these remarks when the Lake House was summoned before the COPE committee. Chairman of the Lake House, Anusha Papita, said that by August 2022, the institution has sustained a loss of 293 million rupees. However, he said that it was reduced to 193 million rupees by December. He said that 149 were removed from the institution in January through a voluntary retirement scheme. He added that the staff, which was at 1,200, was reduced to 972. He said that recruitments have not been proceeded without an interview, and those who were recruited have been employed to maintain the social media platforms. Director Legal of Associated Newspapers of Ceylon Limited, Janaka Ranatunga, said that a new cadre was formulated throughout the past year and limited staff to 850. He said that there is an excess of 122 at present. Chairman of Lake House, Anusha Papita, said that an agreement is to be reached with the ministry over the new cadre. He said that measures are underway to maintain the cadre throughout without making any revisions. Now, Institute of Biochemistry, Molecular Biology and Biotechnology of the University of Colombo has developed a new medicine for cancer patients.
This has been developed by adding value to an indigenous prescription. This new medicine has been discovered after successfully completing a research of 12 years to find a medicine for cancer. This medicine was innovated as a suitable drug for cancer patients and patients suffering from infection after recovering from cancer diseases. The new antibiotic medicine named Veranolac was felicitated during a special ceremony organized by the University Grants Commission, AHED project initiated under the World Bank's assistance. The Institute of Biochemistry, Molecular Biology and Biotechnology of the University of Colombo has also said that another medicine named Orthofield has been introduced after successfully completing research, and this medicine has been recognized internationally at present.
Recently, we introduced a nutraceutical. Actually, it is an anti-cancer nutraceutical. We have done many more experiments during last 12 years. With the successful results of those experiments, we were able to introduce this special nutraceutical. This particular anti-cancer capsule known as Veranolac, now it is in the market. You can use it for prevent cancer as well as have done your surgery, after surgery, then you can use this to prevent formation of new cancer cells. In addition to that, now we are proceeding clinical trials using humans. Once we achieve good results with these clinical trials, then we are planning to send this overseas and get some foreign currency.
Minister Bandula Gunawardena says if the railways is not privatized, then it should be converted into an authority. The minister pointed out that the railways cannot be turned into a profitable entity by maintaining it as a department. Minister Gunawardena made these remarks while speaking at the annual general meeting of the Locomotive Engineers Association yesterday. The minister said that during the 2021 COVID-19 year, the overall revenue of the department was at 2.6 billion rupees. However, he said that the overall cost during the year was at 40 billion rupees. He pointed out that the department has paid 2.3 billion rupees as overtime payments and 2.3 billion rupees for fuel without during that year. The minister said that the department sustained losses worth 32 billion rupees in 2022, and if the government is not willing to provide funds to cover the losses, then the foreign investment should be brought in to mitigate this loss. He said that if a foreign private entity is willing to bring down locomotives and provide an income to the state from its services, then he should agree for such arrangement. He said that the decision cannot be made on the whims and needs of the department. He said that this issue should be rectified during his tenure.
Sirasa TV, one of the pioneering channels in the country to shape the television experience in Sri Lanka, celebrated its 25th anniversary yesterday. Sirasa TV was inaugurated on 10th of June 1998. Sirasa TV, through its creativity, brought a host of new experiences to TV audiences across Sri Lanka since its inception. Sirasa TV also pioneered in introducing television reality genre and Sinhala dubbed Indian teleseries to Sri Lanka. Sirasa TV for more than 2 decades has not only entertained the Sri Lankan television audience but also rendered social service to the Sri Lankan society through its social arm. Celebrating the 25th anniversary, the largest studio of the Stein Studio complex in Ratmalana was named after the former chairman of the Capital Maharaja Group, late R. Raja Mahendran. Incumbent chairman of the group, Shashi Raja Mahendran, and the top management were present at this occasion. Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, as the national television, extends its warmest congratulations to Sirasa TV for the extensive service rendered to the nation during the past 25 years.
Now, the latest branch of the Vikram Arachi Opticians was opened recently. The new branch is situated in Navala, Nugegoda. The consumers now will have the opportunity to obtain hearing aid, glasses and contact lenses produced through German technology from the new branch. Hearing impaired persons will be able to receive hearing tests, eye examinations and speech therapy at the new branch. A showcase to exhibit trendy sunglasses to suit the various needs of the consumers was also held at the branch opening event. That's all we have from home. We'll be back with international news after this break.
Welcome back, and on foreign news for tonight, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky appears to have confirmed that his country's long-awaited counter-offensive against Russia has started. Counter-offensive and defensive actions are taking place, he said, but he added that he would not talk in detail about which stage or state the counter-offensive was in. The comments come after an escalation of fighting in the south and east of Ukraine and speculation about progress of the widely anticipated push. Ukrainian troops are reported to have advanced in the east near Bakhmut and in the south near Zaporizhia and have carried out long-range strikes on Russian targets. Russian President Vladimir Putin said in a video interview published recently that Ukrainian forces had certainly begun their offensive, but that attempted advances had failed with heavy casualties.
Now, 5 workers have been killed by a huge blast at a rocket and explosive factory in Turkey. The incident occurred yesterday at the state-owned MKE rocket and explosives factory in the east of the capital Ankara. Several others have been injured by the blast. Officials said the explosion was caused by an incident in the factory's dynamite department. Reports have indicated that workers are not trapped in the rubble and wounded employees had been transferred to local hospitals. Several are said to be in critical condition. The explosion was the result of a chemical experiment as per foreign reports. A judicial and administrative investigation has been initiated regarding the incident according to the authorities.
Now, heavy rains pounded Pakistan's northwest region, collapsing houses and killing at least 25 people. Rains and hail hit the Banu, Lakhimarwat and Karak districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province yesterday. Another 145 people have been injured as uprooted trees knocked down electrical transmission towers. Authorities have taken measures to provide emergency relief to the wounded. The Pakistani Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif expressed grief about the loss of life from the storm and directed authorities to pick up the pace of relief operations. Officials have been instructed to put emergency measures in place as cyclone Bairpajai approached from the Arabian Sea. The severe and intense cyclone with wind speeds of 150 kilometers per hour was on a course towards the country's south.
The doctors treating Pope Francis say he is recovering well from surgery, but have asked him not to deliver his Sunday blessing from a hospital balcony. He underwent a 3-hour operation to repair an abdominal hernia in Rome's Gemelli Hospital recently. Surgeon Sergio Alfieri said the Pope would not perform the weekly blessing to avoid strain on his abdomen. He added that Pope would stay in hospital for all of next week. Vatican spokesperson Matteo Bruni said the Pope would instead say the traditional noon Angelus prayer from his hospital suite and urged the world's Catholics to join him. But he insisted that Pope Francis remained in good spirits and had started eating a diet of semi-solid foods again. Pope Francis, who was chosen by cardinals to lead the Catholic Church after his predecessor Pope Benedict resigned in 2013, has faced a host of health issues in recent years.
The operation comes 2 years after.
A giant panda was captured on camera feasting on bamboo and wandering through the forest of a nature reserve in northwest China. The footage shows the adult panda skillfully peeling off the tough outer leaves of the bamboo with its teeth before taking a big bite into the tender heart of the shoot. It was also seen relaxing, roaming around to find more bamboo shoots, scratching its fur and adorably poking its head through a couple of branches. The bear was spotted in the Foping National Nature Reserve, built on the Xiling Mountains. It is one of the northernmost wild giant panda habitats in China. Giant pandas are one of the world's most endangered species. Over 1,800 now live in the wild in China.
Prima, cut to me, Panda.
On sports news, Quick Info website reveals that Asia Cup 2023 is set to be played in Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Pakistan was the official host of the championship.
Following objections raised from the Indian cricket over the tournament taking place in Pakistan, issues arose regarding the hosting of the Asia Cup tournament. Subsequently, Pakistan Cricket Board proposed a hybrid model for the tournament as a solution. Accordingly, the proposed model suggested playing the matches between India and Pakistan in a neutral venue. However, both Indian Cricket Board and the Asian Cricket Council remained from agreeing to this proposed model. The Quick Info website in an article has indicated that the Asian Cricket Council has agreed to the hybrid model proposed by Pakistan. However, the Asian Cricket Council is yet to make an official announcement in this regard. Accordingly, all Indian matches in the Asia Cup tournament are scheduled to be played in Sri Lanka. The tournament is currently scheduled to be held between the 1st and 17th of September. The match between India and Pakistan under Group A in the preliminary round of the tournament is reported to be played in Sri Lanka.
Now, Australia managed to clinch the World Test Championship today after defeating India in the finals by 209 runs.
Now, the match was played at Kennington Oval Stadium in London. At the start of Day 5, India was 164 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in their second innings. They needed another 208 runs to win the championship. However, the Indian players only managed to gather another 70 runs within the day. Accordingly, the Indian second innings was limited to a score of 234 runs, paving the path for Australia to become the second winners of the World Test Championship, following New Zealand's success 2 years ago. Travis Head was named man of the match.
They've dominated white ball cricket for so many decades, and now Pat Cummins lifts that coveted ICC maize, the 9th ICC trophy for Team Australia.
Sri Lanka won the first match they played in the Asian Youth Netball Championship. The tournament is currently taking place in South Korea. Sri Lanka won the first match by 94 points to 8 against South Korea. NCC and Colts clubs were crowned co-champions of the Inter-Club T20 Championship organised by Sri Lanka Cricket. The final match was scheduled to be held in SSC grounds in Colombo, but the match was abandoned due to rain.
Now, Manchester City won the Champions League title for the first time by beating Inter Milan 1-0, making them the second English team to complete the treble. The match was played in Istanbul's Ataturk Olympic Stadium.
We are underway in Istanbul.
Spaniard Rodri struck in the 60th.
Prima, cut to me, Panda.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Dilanjali, together with Niket, signing off. Good night.
Good night.